So what are the anomalies we have discussed in the development of kidney and ureter? What are the anomalies we have discussed? The first one is agenesis of urinary bladder. Agenesis of kidney. So in the agenesis we have two types. The first one is unilateral agenesis and the second one is bilateral agenesis. Okay. So in the agenesis of kidney there will be no development of which part? There will be no development of ureteric bud. Remember, the metanephric duct has to connect into your cloaca through the ureter. The metanephric duct should connect to your cloaca through the ureteric bud. So if there is the absence of development of ureteric bud, it will lead to a condition called agenesis of kidney or absence of kidney. Again here we have two conditions. The first one is unilateral and the second one is bilateral. Bilateral means absence of both the kidneys, which will lead to the death of the baby. Okay, and the another one is unilateral, where there is absence of one kidney. Okay, what happens when there is unilateral kidney? There will be high blood pressure. Infection of kidney is often common here, and any other condition? Long term of improper working kidney. Okay, long term of improper working of the kidney can be seen here, and in few textbook it is also mentioned protein will be present in the urine. The second condition, come in sir. The second condition is duplication of kidney. The second condition is duplication of kidney. The duplication of kidney condition happens when there is splitting of ureteric bud takes place. Splitting of ureteric bud takes place. Okay. Instead of the development of single ureteric bud on each side, we can see the development of two ureteric bud. It will lead to the development of one extra kidney or sometimes two. So again here also we have unilateral and bilateral conditions. Duplication can be happen only on one side or on both the sides. Next condition is abnormal in shape. Abnormal shape. The two important ones are horseshoe kidney and another one is pancake kidney. Okay, what happens in the horseshoe kidney? This is the kidney. Okay, during the development, the lower poles of the kidney will come closer and they'll get attached with each other like this. This is called as horseshoe kidney. Chances of your upper pole getting attached with each other is very less. It is a very rare condition. Mostly the lower poles will get attached with each other. This is called as horseshoe shaped kidneys. Okay, and another one is pancake shaped kidney, where during the developmental stage itself, both the kidneys will come closer like this and it will look like a round shaped structure. Okay, this is called as pancake shaped kidneys. The next one is abnormality in positions. In the previous class itself, I have discussed about the ascent of the kidney. That means during the developmental stage, your kidney is present in the sacral position. Okay, that is the metanephric ducts are present in the sacral condition. As the person grows, your kidney will move from sacral to lumbar. That is the adult positions of the kidney. But what happens sometimes is your kidney will fail to move towards the lumbar region. So there will be no ascent of kidneys. Okay, or sometimes instead of reaching into lumbar region, it will move up to your thoracic cavity region. Okay, this is like a hyper ascent of the kidney condition. Okay, and the next one is polycystic kidney. Polycystic kidney. Polycystic kidney is a 3-mark question. Okay, this one is an important question, 3 marks question. So remember the vesicles and ampulla. What happens? So when the ureteric bud development takes place, we can see the minor and major calyx development, and your mesonephric duct and the collecting tubes look like this. This is the ampulla and this is vesicle. As the development continues, your ampulla should connect with the vesicle, right? What are the shapes we have studied here? Round shaped, then comma shaped and S shaped, right? Then we can see the development of proper nephrons. Okay, so if your vesicle fail to connect with the ampulla and stay in the round shape only, it will make your kidney look like a polycystic condition. Okay, so there will be increase of, so this is how the kidney will look. This will be the kidney and this is going to be the collecting duct. So due to the failure of fusion of the ampulla and vesicle, your kidneys start appearing like this. This condition is called polycystic kidney. Okay, this is failure of fusion of ampulla and vesicle. And the last condition is lobulated kidney. Lobulated kidney. During the developmental stage or in the fetal stage, all the kidneys appear like a lobulated structure only. If the same structure persists in adult also, it will lead to a condition called lobulated kidney. Remember, during the developmental stage or in the fetal stage, if you observe a kidney, it will appear like an lobulated kidney only, but in adults it should not appear like that. If the same structure persists in adult also, it will lead to a condition called lobulated kidneys. Okay. So these are the few important anomalies you should study in the development of the kidney. Any doubts? Any doubts in this? This is the picture for normal kidney and polycystic kidney, where the failure of fusion of ampulla and vesicle happens. Okay. This is how the internal structure of kidney appears if a person is suffering from polycystic congenital kidney condition. Okay. This is your horseshoe shaped kidney. And this is the condition of lobulated kidney. Okay, if you see the developing kidney or in the fetal stage, this is how exactly the kidneys will appear or kidneys will grow. But once the adult structure should appear like this. If it persists the same lobulated structure, it will lead to a condition called lobulated kidney. This chart we have for Viva. Okay, from embryo. Is it clear? Any doubts? Any doubts in the development of kidney and congenital anomalies? Development of kidney is mostly a 5 marks question from embryo. Okay? Okay, finished. Any doubts? Any doubts in the anomalies? Doubts? Okay. We'll come back to the development of hindgut discussion. Okay. So, what are the points we discussed in the hindgut discussion? Hindgut part. What are the different structures we can see in the hindgut? Derivatives of hindgut. During the development, the entire hindgut is divided into 2 parts by the presence of urorectal septum, right? So, what are the names of the 2 parts? And okay. This side. What are the names of the 2 parts of the hindgut? Call her. Behind you, Aditi. Get up. What are the 2 divisions of the hindgut? Say it louder. Others, stop talking. Hindgut is divided into 2 parts by a urorectal septum. Okay, this is the urorectal septum. So, what are the names of the 2 parts? So, the entire hindgut is divided into 2 parts by urorectal septum. Okay, the anterior part, this is like a anterior and posterior. Don't think like right and left. This one is the anterior part and this one is the posterior part. Okay, the anterior part is called urogenital sinus, and the posterior part is called, stop talking, primitive rectum. This is called primitive rectum. Okay, the urogenital sinus is lined by urogenital membrane, and the primitive rectum is lined by anal membrane. These are the points we have discussed in the previous class. Okay, so now we'll concentrate only on the urogenital sinus. Okay, if I write the only structure of urogenital sinus, this is how it will appear. Okay, this is urogenital sinus. And it is lined by your urogenital membrane like this. The entire urogenital sinus is again divided into 2 parts based on the presence of mesonephric duct. Okay, this is the mesonephric duct. So, based on the presence of this, we are going to divide the entire urogenital sinus. into two parts. And remember, mesonephric duct is a part of your entire which one? We have pronephric or prenephric, followed by mesonephric, then metanephric, right? So these three are parts of which structure? Fine, you can check your notes once, it is given in the last class only. So based on the presence of mesonephric duct, we are dividing the urogenital sinus into two parts. Here we have upper part and lower part. This is not anterior or posterior, this is upper and lower, okay. The upper part, this is called as vesico-urethral canal, okay, and the lower part is called as primitive what is this structure called? Primitive ureter part. Okay, so as the development continues, your urogenital sinus starts showing these two parts again. Okay, this is the vesico-urethral canal and the lower part is your primitive ureter. Okay, the vesico-urethral canal will again give us two parts. Okay, the upper dilated part, this is the upper dilated part, okay. This is called as primitive urinary bladder. Okay, and the lower small part is called as primitive ureteric bud. Okay, and this part is again divided into two parts. Okay, this is called as stop talking pelvic part and phallic part. It is called as pelvic part and phallic part. Okay. So mainly your hindgut is divided into two parts from the urorectal septum. The anterior part is called urogenital sinus and the posterior part is called primitive rectum. Okay. Then the entire urogenital sinus is again divided into two parts based on the presence of mesonephric duct. Mesonephric duct is a part of your nephric bud. Okay. The nephric bud or a nephric duct, the major nephric duct is going to divide into three parts: pronephric, mesonephric, metanephric. From that we have studied the development of the kidney. Okay, the upper part is called vesico-urethral part and the lower part is called primitive urethra part. Okay, the upper vesicle part is again divided into two parts. The upper dilated part is called primitive urinary bladder. The smaller lower part is called primitive ureter, and the primitive urethra, this is primitive urethra. Okay, and the primitive urethra part is again divided into two parts. For the further studies, it is called pelvic part and phallic part. Phallic, P-H-A-L-L-I-C, phallic part. Okay, from this we are going to study the development of urinary bladder and urethra. Is it clear? Any doubts? Any doubts in these diagrams?